All right, everybody, welcome back to the number one television program in the history of the entire universe. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all three books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Mindstar Rising by Peter F. Hamilton. This book came out in 1993. I think it might be the first book he ever had published. It is part of a trilogy. Book number 2 or 3, I don't know which. It says, I don't know. This is book number 2 or 3. It's called The Nano Flower. And then book number 2 or 3 is The Quantum Murder. I should have looked to see which was. But anyway, it's a trilogy of books put out by Tor Books in the 90s, early 90s. Let's talk about the cover first, because you know I love graphic design and cover illustration. Looks like all three covers were done by an artist named David Mattingly. David Mattingly did a lot of covers in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Most notably, he was known for the David Weber Honor Harrington series covers, along with a bunch of others. It's all right. It's early Photoshop, early 90s Photoshop kind of art on all of these covers. Nothing super spectacular to write home about, but, decent enough to get the job done. I think that the fonts and the graphics, the art director could have, graphic designed it just a little better. But, it is what it is. What are you going to do? I'm a big fan of Peter F. Hamilton. If you've followed my channel for any length of time, I have most of his science fiction novels. In fact, there's a shelf of them right there. And another shelf of them up there. As we pan through part of my library, well, we'll just pan through the rest of it because it's big. And I'm proud of it. But anyway, let's talk about this book specifically. Okay, well, I'm holding up the wrong one. Mindstar Rising, that's the one that we are reviewing. It's book number 1 in this trilogy. It's about a future Earth, and this is set in a future England, from what I gathered. The opening scene is Greg Mandel. He is our main character. He's sort of like a secret operative, a gray man sort of guy, like a James Bond, a Jack Reacher. I don't know what you'd call him. He's just a go get things done type guy in the future. We open with Greg Mandel sneaking into an estate to do a job on the sly. And he's met with some dogs, because it's a big estate, so there's guard dogs. They're Rottweilers, but they're not just any Rottweilers. This is where we know things are kind of like high tech in this future England, as these Rottweilers are part robotic, and they're enhanced with robotics, which makes them 10 times meaner and 10 times deadlier. And Rottweilers, even not enhanced with robotics, are mean as. I remember when I was a carpet cleaner and I was cleaning in some people's house. They had 2 Rottweilers. Now, the Rottweilers were pleasant as could be when the family was in the room. But as soon as the family left the room and I was alone with my carpet cleaning machine making a lot of noise, those Rottweilers were not friendly at all. They were both of them were on me, and I couldn't move. I was frozen. And these things, I would have rather fought off 2 grizzly bears than those 2 Rottweilers. That's how angry and mean these things looked at the time. And I just was frozen. Of course, the family wandered back near the room I was cleaning, and the dogs immediately were nice again. And I had to explain to the people, your Rottweilers about killed me. And of course they were offended. No, not our little puppies. They would have never done that. Oh my gosh, you mean carpet cleaner. Get away from us. Insulting our dogs like that. I was just like, yeah, whatever. I couldn't imagine those Rottweilers if they were robotic too. I would have been killed. I would have been dead. It would have been one dead carpet cleaner. Okay, let's move on from that story. Let's get to Greg Mandel and the Mindstar Rising book. So, One of Greg Mandel's powers, one of the reasons he's kind of a secret operative, is he can see things happen before they happen. So he's kind of always one step ahead of everybody. Whether it's in fighting or sneaking around or just picking up hot chicks, he's the guy for the job. I mean, he just knows what the people are thinking, which is a good thing to have if you're trying to pick up hot chicks. He gets them all. He gets all of them. He's the science fiction Jack Reacher. So, in this story, wrapped up in this story, this landscape of high-tech future England, it's also kind of low-tech, because the things are falling apart in this world, this future world. The roadways are falling apart. Only the important freeways are kept open. The side streets, the little country lanes, the government doesn't care. They just fall apart because not that many people have transportation. It's only the elite that can really move around and do anything, and that really only have anything. The high-tech transportation, the high-tech anything, is for the wealthy. Now, Greg Mandel, like I said, he's sort of the secret operative. He used to be part of a group called the Mindstar Battalion, which is, I guess, part of the title. Which meant he was a commando, an assassin, a freedom fighter. Now, like I said, he's this freelance operative specializing in certain things. And he's got this special edge of telepathy that he uses. And this, like I said, this world, it's got like a lot of characters in it. A lot of interesting characters, especially kind of like the young teenage girls that are kind of acting out against their parents, which kind of gets kind of the plot kind of rolling a little bit. There's it's like I said, it's a high-tech yet hard-edged world of kind of computer crimes, zero gravity smuggling. There's smugglers. There's a lot of AI, artificial intelligence. There's a group called the Event Horizon, which is central to the plot, and there's a saboteur working within this Event Horizon organization, and Greg Mandel is sort of the guy that's supposed to suss out who the saboteur is, and just enters this maze of corporate intrigue and weird relationships with different people all over the place, and a lot of scientific sort of discoveries and technology that's kind of introduced in this. Pretty good book. It's pretty good. I don't know if I quite like it as much as his reality dysfunction and all that stuff, or his his Judas Unchained and Pandora's Star. Those are so dynamite. This is you can tell that this is probably a first book of a guy that has written these other masterpieces. A solid science fiction novel from a guy who is going on to write just classic, brilliant science fiction novels. So I'm going to give this about an 8 out of 10. And we'll see where the other 2 books in the trilogy, if I like those or not. That's my review of this